Hello boys and girls, welcome to the Math Club. In this video, we're going to talk about statistics. Question 4. The table shows the results of a survey into the length of rivers in North America. Now these are the length of rivers and this is the frequency of these lengths. Now we're going to use the table here to answer these questions. First question, how many items are there in the sample? Now, to find out how many items, we have to add all the frequencies together. So we're going to add all of these numbers together to get the total number of items. So now let's add them together. So we have 21 plus 18 plus 4 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2, and the final answer is 54. So we have 54 items in this sample. Now, question B, which number item is the median? So now we're gonna try to find the order of the median. Now we have 54 items. We want to find the median. The median, we said what? We said if the total number of items or the total number of data is even, you just divide it by 2. If the number is odd, you add 1 and then divide it by 2. Here, the sample size or the items are for 54. So this is an even number, so we can divide it by 2. So 54 divide 2 is going to be what? Very good. It's going to be 27. So let's put line of a fraction here. So 54 divide 2, and the final answer will be 27. So the median will be the 27th number. The 27th number. So let's write it here. 27th. Good job. Now, question C, in which group will the median value be? So the first question B, we found the order of this median number. Now we want to know in which group would it be. Now how do we know this? We always start from the first group, and these are the first 21 samples or the 21 items. So here, I'm going to try to find where is the median, which is the 27th. I can do it like this. I can put 21 items in which this line is 10 and this line is 10, and then we have the 21, which is like this. This is 1. Okay, so here we have 10. 10 means 20 and 21. And here we have 18, so it means a line like this means 10. So each line means 10. Here we have 2 10s, which is 20, and then 1. And here we have 1 10, and then with an 8. An 8, let's make it in dots, so it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We turned each number of them into something like this. So this is 21, so I put 10, 10, and 1. And this one 18, I put 10 with 8 dots. Now I want to know where is the 27th. So I start counting 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So the 27th is here. So the 27th, in which group is it? Very good. It's in the second group. So it's in the second group. So I put it like this. The second group, which is this group. And how did I find? By doing this method, by putting dots and lines for each one of them. I can use tally charts or I can use lines for these numbers. So it means that the median will be in the second group because this one's the 21 and then 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it's in the second group. Now let's remove these. Like this. Good. Now, like this. After finding the medians group, I'm going to write it down. So it's going to be from 400 to 800. I can write it like this, 400 to 800. Okay. Now, that's the answer for question C. We found the median and we found the group that the median is in. Now, question D, what is the modal class? What is the modal class? As we said, these are classes. We're trying to find the modal class. And modal or mode means the most frequent, the most repeated number, or the most frequent number. Let's remove this first here. So the most frequent number, we have to look at the frequencies to find out. So which one is the highest frequency here? The highest frequency. So the highest frequency between these frequencies is 21. It means that the group which is repeated 21 times is the modal class. It's the modal class. So the group which is repeated 21 times is this group, which is from 0 to 400. So the answer will be 0 to 400. Let's remove these. So the answer, or the modal class, will be from 0 to 400. Okay, good. So we understand how we found the median and the place of the median, and we found the modal class. We said it's the most frequent, the highest frequency, this group, and it's the modal class. Now we're gonna try to find the mean and the range. First, let's do the range because it's easy. We don't have a lot of steps. Now to find the range, as we said, the range is the difference between the highest number in data and the lowest one. So the highest number in data is what? It's the 3,200. We never look at these numbers, which is the highest, because this is the frequency and this is how many times we repeated something. But the highest number in the data is 3,200 and the lowest one is 0. So the range will be subtracting 3,200 minus 0. And this is how to find the range. So 3,200, I'll write it here. 3,200 minus 0. And the answer is 3,200. And it's in miles because the length is in miles. So we write miles or m. Okay. Sometimes it's better to write miles because m might be meters. But they already know that it's miles, so it's okay to put m. Now, we're trying to find the mean. You have to focus on this because the steps of the mean are long. They're not hard, but they are long, and you have to focus on each step of them. Now, we're going to work on the mean. Now, to find the mean, first thing you do, you come to the table, and you have to find the midpoint of these classes. Now, if the data is different, if they don't give you classes and they give you only numbers here, it means they already gave you the midpoints. And if they give you classes like this, you have to find the midpoint first and then do the same steps that you do to find the mean. Now, let's find the midpoint between each class or for each class. How do we find the midpoints? The midpoints are the middle between the two numbers that you have in each class. For example, let's start with the first one here, the midpoint between 0 and 400. How do you find it? First step you do, you have to add these two numbers. You're going to add 0 to 400 and then divide it by 2. This is the idea of finding the midpoint. So 0 plus 400 and then divide it by 2. These are the steps that you should follow to find the midpoint. Now, I'm going to write this for only the first class, and then I'll do the same for these without writing them. So first here we have 0 plus 400 is going to be 400. And then you divide it by 2, and the answer will be 200. The answer will be 200. So you write it here, equals 200. Now I'm going to write it here, 200. First, I'll remove these. You understand the idea. So we add the two numbers and then we divide them by 2. That's the idea of finding the midpoint. Now let's remove these and we put the 200 here. Let's remove this. Yes. Okay. Now, first I'm going to write midpoint here, MP. So you know that we're trying to find the midpoint. So the first one we saw is 200. So this one is 200 here. And then we come to this one, 400 plus 800. So we add them together. 400 plus 800 is going to be 1,200. And then we divide it by 2 is going to be 600. So the second one is 600. 600. Then next we have 800 and 1200. So 800 plus 1200 is going to be 2000. Divided by 2 is going to be 1000. So here we have 1000. I have to follow these steps, step after another, and I don't have to rush, because if I rush I will get a wrong answer. Now here we have 1200 and 1600. Same idea, I'm going to add them together. 1200 plus 1600. And then I'm going to divide them by 2, and the answer is 1400. Same idea here, 1600 and 2000. So 1600 plus 2000. And I'm going to divide them by 2, and I'll get 1800. Next we have 2000 and 2400. So 2000 plus 2400, and then divide them by 2. So 2000 and 2400, and then divide them by 2, I'll get 2200. And then the next one we have 2400 plus 2800, and then divide them by 2, and I'll get 2600. And the last one that I have is 2800 plus 3200. So 2800 plus 3200, and then I divide them by 2, I'll get 3000. Now after finishing this step, we found all the midpoints for all the classes. So these are the midpoints for all the classes. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to follow the second step. After finding the midpoints, I'm going to multiply each midpoint by the frequency next to it. I'm going to multiply each midpoint by the frequency next to it. Now let me cover this so I can show you that we're multiplying. Cover this like this. So here we're going to multiply. So multiply each midpoint with the frequency next to it. So I'll put the multiply sign here, 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 here. So each frequency is multiplied by the midpoint next to it, like this. Now, after we multiply, we're going to write the answers here. So the first one, frequency times midpoint, 21 times 200. So 21 times 200. And the answer is 4200. You have to follow these steps. Be accurate with the numbers. 18 times 600. 18, let's do here. 18 times 600. And the answer is 10,800. So 10,800. Okay. Equals, yes. And then 4 times the 1000 is going to be 4000. So this one is 4000. Good. And then 3 times 1400. So 3 times 1400. And the answer is 4200. Don't forget to write the equal sign so you know that you multiplied. Okay. And then next one, we have 3 times 1800. So 3 times 1800. 5400. And the next one, 2 times 2200. It's going to be 4400. So 2 times 2200, 4400. And then here 1 times 2600. It's going to be the same, 2600. And here 2 times 3000 is going to be 6000. So equals 6000. So as we said, you have to follow the steps. First thing we did, we found the midpoints for the whole classes. How do we find the midpoints? By adding these two numbers and taking the answer and dividing by 2. This is the idea of finding the midpoint. You have to follow the same rule. Same idea here. Add, divide by 2. Add, divide by 2. You'll get all the midpoints. After you get the midpoints, you multiply each midpoint with the frequency next to it. And then after multiplying, you come to the answers of multiplying, which are here. You add them all together. You add them all together. So I'm going to add all of these together, and the answer will be 41,600. So after we got the multiplying products from the midpoints and the frequencies, I'm going to add all of them together to get 4,600. Now, I'm going to take this number and divide it by what? Very good. I'm going to divide it by the total number of frequencies. The total number of frequencies that we got in the beginning, which is what? Which is the total number of these, which is 54. So after adding these, I got 54. Now I'm going to divide by 54. Focus on this. Same steps. First thing you do, you find the midpoints, multiply, and then add them all to get this number, and then divide it by the total number of frequencies. Now, when we divide this, 41,600 divide 54, the answer will be 770.3. So 770.37, I can make it 0.4, okay? And what's this? Very good. This is the mean of this or these data. Focus on the steps and you'll understand the idea. First, we find the midpoints, and then we multiply midpoints by frequency, and then we add all of them, take the total number, divide it by the total number of frequencies, and you'll get the mean for this data. And of course, it's in miles, so you have to write miles next to it. And this is how you answer a question like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.